Wow. I'm tired, man. I'm tired like y'all, man. I feel like y'all, It's not so much, you know, the just the whole atmosphere of everyone scrambling around, trying to get this, trying to get that. It's the decisions that you gotta weigh. It's the things you gotta think about. Because you're making decisions for your family, for your flock, and what you believe in goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? What you believe in can have you over here. What you believe in can have you over there. Everyone got to stand, man, 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? Right now it's about, being firm, fixed, and immovable. Everything that we've learned, that we've connected, this is what we stand on. We know we are in the ancient world. We know that the hijacks, came over here and turned this world upside down, man. And they found all type of gateways, and they found all type of things and all type of stuff, and they're still searching for the cities of gold because they know that this is very important land. We knew, that we were, under the invasion, that our ancestors got invaded. I'm talking the Chickamauga, I'm talking the Cherokee, I'm talking, the Shawnee, I'm just talking the indigenous, man, the real ones that's right here. Right here, man, the whole time, man. Can you believe it? We've been right here the whole time. And, Deuteronomy 28, this will be a land foreign to you, man. You will be in captivity on a land that you don't even know. To be this sleep that you don't know your land is a testament that Hawa exists. Hawa is to exist. So I just want to dig on Exodus 16 while you make decisions for your family, whether we are, in this boat or that boat, or taking this journey or that journey. I can't tell nobody to stay and see what happens. If you got somewhere better to be outside of heavily populated areas, we don't know what this week's gonna be or next week. It's like being in a situation where you're losing your home, and you don't know if your door's gonna get kicked down. You don't know if they're coming to kick down your door, Any day could be like that, in that type of scenario, in that type of situation. So we all quiet, man. We all keep the fire burning, to make sure we're in the right mind. You gotta be still. Gotta find the stillness. It's important to be still. Don't be too heavy in the streets trying to round up so much stuff that you don't have a moment to think, Stay, see what happens. I asked my mother, she's 72. I said, man, you ever heard of quarantine or been quarantined? Or, been in that situation? She's like, nah, we've been through all the other stuff we had to go through in the 60s. And all that, but. So don't make them condition your mind that this is something normal, or this is just, it must be a trial run. It could be, it could not be. Either way, being around the wilderness, man, being around, outside of these particular zones, for a little bit, even if it's 3 days, 5 days, just to get a perspective on things, just call it a road trip, call it a flow. If you able, if not, allow why, we know that our Creator knows where Judah is, our Creator knows where Ephraim is, our Creator knows where Levi is, Reuben is, Simeon. So we're going to be in these scenarios, and we know that we got our freedom, man. We know that we got our freedom. And let's get it from here, man. Exodus 16. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Zin. And it is between Elim and Sinai on the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt. As you know, Egypt means bondage, man. So there's a bondage that you are already in. And when someone can lock you down and put you in quarantine, that just reminds you that you are in somebody's bondage. You know what I'm saying? And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, would that we have died by the hand of our power in the land of Egypt. Why you take us out from our comfortable homes, man? I had my library. I had my garden. Even then, they were murmuring against the Creator, against Moses, against Aaron, because they didn't want to be without their things that they have gathered all this time. The little comfort they knew that this stuff was encroaching around them, but still, man, it's the frog in the pot. They felt it eating up. They see all these plagues, yet still, even after seeing the plagues, the children still wanted to be there where all the plagues were. The children still wanted to be in Egypt. And I mean, that's everybody's decision. That's my decision. That's your decision. You know what I'm saying? We're stay in Egypt. I heard in Georgia, they already called the National Guard. This is going to go. And it's beyond spreading, any type of fear frequency. It's about, all right, let's look up and see what's actually happening around us, that's the end game, right? To get the troops in the street, man. Rex 84, read about it. King Alfred's plan, read about it. Might be something, it might be nothing. But our level of preparation, man, depends on the moves and the decisions we're willing to make when it's time to make them, you know what I'm saying? So, for those of you that say, all right, cool, man, I'm going to, get low and just enjoy a nice scenic, situation for a few days and just, go from there. Don't look at it like, oh, I need to pack up, all my things, man, yada, yada, yada. Here we go. I mean, it could go all bad and you might be glad you left, you know what I mean? But we know we got a lot of family that's not able to go nowhere, especially if they're talking about quarantining on Monday. I mean, for real. Hold up, man. I mean, if they're talking quarantine on Monday, that gives you today, to say, all right, I'm going to load up. I'm going to load up and roll, get to a safer environment, And again, it's not about leaving family behind and all this behind. Because, just like scouting out the promised land with Caleb and Joshua, you need family to be able to set up whatever or witness whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we all got to be everywhere. Some of us got to be in the quarantine if that happens. Some of us got to be out the quarantine, setting up shop, you know what I'm saying? So we all got to work together for those that are able to flow like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know my situation yet, tell you the truth, you know what I mean? But for those that are able to flow like that, you know what I'm saying, then that's a beautiful thing, man. All praise to Allah. For those that, don't really have that decision, really on the table, that you kind of stuck where you at, or you just like, man, whatever, man, I'm gonna ride it out with my real ones, man, and on the avenues, man. I mean, just know that Allah, you know what I'm saying? We will, have our rest, man. It's just crazy to even be, having to, dig this deep to have this conversation with something that got realer than real fast for us. You know what I'm saying? So it's beyond trying to convince somebody that this is the old world or that you're indigenous and all that. I mean, if you don't grasp that by now, if you think the promised land or you gotta, meet face to face with Hawaii and so-called Israel, you know what I mean? Or you gotta do your Hajj and go somewhere. Everyone's gonna go where they need to be, or you're gonna stay put, you know what I mean? And just call on your, power, man, to, do what we do, you know what I'm saying? Passover is all about the freedom, man, out of bondage that Hawaii passed us over from the plague that was killing firstborns, all that. That we got a pass, man. We got a portal that we was able to walk through, for freedom, you know what I'm saying? We don't know how big those openings are. We don't know how big that opening is when the children had to pass over the water, you know what I mean? But, we're looking at our situation now, and if it is a possible quarantine situation as early as Monday, which sounds crazy, but there's already states dealing with this quarantine stuff. So that's not pulling a rabbit out of the hat. That's like, all right, that's already happening. There's already troops being called in to Georgia. This is already happening. So, it's not about if at this point. It's about this chain reaction. And it's not the virus and being afraid of virus. Man, we already know we either up, but it's the atmosphere of the panic that's now being pressed on the Naga that would normally be chilling. But now, with all this panic around, you got to say, really take a strong, gut check, what's best for my family, you know what I mean? So only do, man, what the Creator, man, is revealing within you. You know what I mean? Again, man, we're past trying to tell you that we are, Israel, that we are Yahshua, you know what I'm saying? We're past trying to tell you, you know what I'm saying, that we are in captivity, you know what I mean? That we, need to connect directly with our source and keep our code, man, to break free from it. And, ever since we started keeping the code, man, we've been seeing rapid, really just evolution of events, man. Things have been evolving, rapidly. And it's not, getting worse for us, it's getting better. The more unstable it is for them, even with their particular plan, it's better for us, man, because it makes us call on our Creator. It makes us, saying, stay still for a second. Even in a quarantine situation, that's crazy. That as you can imagine that, man. Love to the bro AD, man. It was like, it is gonna make families come together. You know what I'm saying? You will be there with your family. You will have to look your family eye, right in the eye, man, and solve some issues that you got to solve and be one and be united. It is going to force a particular unity. At the same time, you don't want it, no one wants to, have that particular quarantine from our enemy per se, right? I mean, we're talking about someone taking our rights away. I mean, we can deal with our own quarantine. We can quarantine ourselves like we were before the invader came to this land, right? We were quarantined. Hawaii had us quarantined in a good way. We were hijack free. So when we talk about getting to our land, getting things ready, we're talking about our own quarantine, right? But it's our quarantine because we want to be hijack free. When a hijack has you quarantined, acting like you sick, there's no breath, you know what I'm saying? At that point, you surrounded. At that point, you got to endure, That's that Jacob's trouble, you dig? You know what I mean? So, I'm just putting this transmission out, man, digging on this beautiful script, man, and just, giving the AI to the tribe, which is some free flow thoughts. People ask me like my suggestions, and I can't give you, I can just tell you the flow, you know what I'm saying? I can't suggest anything to you. Like back to the bro AD, you gotta tune in with that inner Moshe, that everyone got that inner Moshe, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna lead you to the water. Tune in with that. Whatever decision you make, don't make it with fear. If you're gonna stay here, don't be in fear. If you're gonna, cut to another situation, that's off the grid or whatever, don't be in fear. You know what I mean? It's gonna be this is new terrain. Like I said, my 70-something-year-old mama never experienced what we're going through with this particular thing, and I'll let you know something. Ain't nobody talk quarantine to them. So all praise to Allah, man. Let's get it. And get your rest, man. Get your Zion. Allah. Verse 4 or verse 3. And the children of Israel said unto them, would that we had died. Man, we should have died back home if we was gonna die. That's how they saying it, right? Can you imagine getting out the quarantine? I'm just using this all, as an example because this is happening for us. So, imagine getting out the quarantine and things are tough, you're like, oh man, what am I gonna do? If I was gonna die, I should have just died right back in my house, man. At least I had a whole bag of chips and had cable kind of, what I mean? You could just see the murmuring in the situation in real time, man. You know what I'm saying? And all praise to Allah, let's go. And that we sat by flesh pots when we did eat bread to the full, for you have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. They didn't know what they was going to eat. So what happened? Let's go. Then said Hawa to Moshe, Behold, I will cause to rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a day's portion every day. What do you mean, rain bread? That's not a concept that we should have been familiar with. Has it ever rained bread? Bread, my naga? But what do we mean? I'm sure we lost in translation. What do we mean, man? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Behold, I will cause to rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a day's portion every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or not. Man, choose up. And it shall come to pass on the sixth day that they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. Watch, said I'm going to hook you up. Just rock in the code. Verse 6. And Moshe said unto Aaron and all the children of Israel, at evening, then you shall know Yahweh has brought you out of the land of bondage. And in the morning you shall see the glory of Yahweh, for that he hath heard your murmurings. I hear you murmuring against Yahweh. And what are we that you murmur against us? And Moshe said, this shall be when Yahweh shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full, for that Yahweh hears your murmurings, which you murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against Yahweh. Moshe, Aaron telling him, man, you talking about taking my life and how unhappy you are. You're not murmuring against me. You're murmuring against the Creator, because you don't see the full vision. You don't see the full design. You know what I'm saying? You're short-sighted. You could only see right here. You're not seeing the full perspective, that 360, man, that dragon flat eye. So as we make a decision, as we see what we're going to do, as we see there's a window, that's open for us. It might be open longer than Monday. It might be open till next Monday. Who knows, man? But, or it could close on Monday to get out of this particular quarantine situation, whatever they talk about. You know what I mean? What would that be? How would hearing that affect the people beyond this panic? That's what I'm talking about, in your area. You got to weigh all that. Peace to my pops, always gave us the cost benefit ratio. He said, you got to, put everything in the benefit, cost benefit ratio. Does the cost of staying, outweigh the benefit that you'll get out of staying in quarantine? What's the benefit of staying in quarantine? Very little, but you could say, well, I got, more people's, what I'm saying, that I know that, but what happens when they cut communications? You know what I mean? You got to have a plan for all that if you're going to, ride it out. Yeah, I'm here, but they're rationing out 2 gallons of water every time I go to the store. All right. Or you could have been, trying to tap into some primary water, on a journey. But you got to, trust the Creator. We all got to trust the Creator. That's where we're at. You know what I mean? Now, staying here don't mean you don't trust the Creator. It just means that that's the plan, that's the play, and that's what Hawaii has revealed in you. That's your innermost shade leading you, guiding you. Okay, man, drop us here, man, to be with you, to be your brother, to walk side by side. Our families are walking side by side. So I'm not here to decide nothing for you. I'm here to just show you that there is water, that there is, certain openings, certain paths to travel, man. Follow your ruach as it, connects directly to our source, to our Creator, to Hawaii. Stay or go, my naga. You know what I mean? Let's go, man. I mean, once they say quarantine, a lot of niggas gonna be trying to get out there, right? So then you're gonna have a bottleneck, everybody trying to leave, you know what I mean? Or, we got Sunday. That's what it's looking like, if that's the case. I hope we got more. I hope it ain't that. I'm just saying, these are things as a tribe, we're here. I know we putting this transmission out on YouTube. I know we got all the hijacks watching it. Thumbs down. You know what I'm saying? We pass your thumbs down, man. We're past your analytics. I'm just talking to the tribe, because at this point, ain't nothing anyone else can do. Be real, man. Be yourself. If you're a hijack, be a hijack. Be the best hijack you could be. If you tribe, be the best tribe you could be. Which means that you connected with Hawaii directly. Nothing else. You hear me say Hawa, Hawa, Hawa. That's it. Everything else is leading us to Hawa. The Priest King investigation is to lead us to Hawa, to know that this is all happening right here, that Hawa's rocking with us right here, and that the connection is real. So you don't have to read the scriptures always as an allegory when there's a real fountain of youth. You know what I'm saying? A real Sambanyan, real tribe, real David, real Moshe. That's what we do it, man, to make the scriptures come to life, to bring us back directly to our creator, to our source only. That's the whole purpose. That's the 432. That's why we spiral 9, to escape the loop. So we get out of the infinity loop. We spiral up, man. 9 above, man. 9 above, man. All the real ones. Gotta be 9 above. Stay 9 above. Don't get crossed up, man. This ain't the time to be confusing. This ain't the time to be confused. Let's go. So they raining bread. Hawa said, I'm raining bread. Moses is saying, you murmuring. You ain't murmuring against me. You're murmuring against the Creator. Verse 9. And Moshe said to Aaron, saying to all the congregation of Israel, come near before Hawa, for he has heard your murmurings. And it came to pass, as Aaron spoke to the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked towards the wilderness, and behold, the glory of Hawa appeared in a cloud. What's a cloud? And we got on that. A cloud could be any translucent body floating, you know what I mean? Any massive body. A cloud ain't just what you think it is. And Hawa spoke unto Moshe, saying, verse 12, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, at dusk you shall eat flesh, and in the morning you shall be filled with bread, and you shall know I am Hawa, your power. And it came to pass at evening that the quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning there was a layer of dew round about the camp. And when the layer of dew was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness, a fine scale-like thing. We read this in the heath, and I said, wait, how come I never caught this before? How come we never saw this before? This is just for fun, man. This is just for the wave surface, man. We're going to get it right here. One more verse into verse 16. Let's just keep reading. We're going to go back to the scale-like thing for the dismount, man. I'm just surfing away with the tribe, telling y'all, I feel y'all. I feel your pain. I feel your anxiety. I feel your fear. You know what I mean? And you know, we're all, you know, having to decide, if not just tomorrow, we're just deciding, you know what I mean, for a week from now, you know, for a month from now, what mind state to be in, what position to take. Oh, we're going to be here no matter what they do, no matter what troops they bring in. We're going to be here. We're going to hold it down. If that's the position, wah. You know, we got family that can't move, can't escape, can't get out. You know what I mean? If we got a 24-hour window closing up, you know what I mean, before they, you know, put whatever, you know, other move on the chessboard or whatever, you know, I don't know. I don't know their chessboard. I don't know their play. I just know this 5G rollout going to happen. And, you know, being quarantined while they roll out 5G. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? So I can never advise the family to stay. And I can't even advise you to go because I don't know your situation. You know what I'm saying? It's all case by case. You know what I mean? So I'm just praying for y'all. I'm just letting y'all know I'm rocking with y'all. And, you know, I ain't forgetting y'all even in a time where I'm making a, you know, incredibly enormous decision because no one's really in a position to, you know, to do that type of thing, to make that type of move. You know, this wouldn't be the time where I'm like, yo, man, let me take a family trip. You know, I got things to do myself. I'm trying to build, you know, my momentum up, you know what I'm saying, in different ways. So, you know, it just wouldn't be a normal thing for me to apply to my life right now. Any more expenses on anything else, you know what I'm saying? If the tribe decides to, you know, move in that direction, then of course, man, we're going to call on, you know, not just Drop Nation, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, you know, the tribe that's going through it, but, you know, for those, you know what I'm saying, I mean, just like Egypt, you know, leaving Egypt the first time, man, Israel was broke off, you know, Israel was helped out. As they were leaving, they were given, you know, gold or whatever they were given by the Egyptians, you know what I mean? It was not even a hijack, but, you know, those that were outside of their tribe that was rocking with them, that was, you know what I'm saying, providing that assistance. So as this happens, as this unfolds, whether it's, trying to get out the quarantine or trying to, get out before the quarantine, whatever your situation is, you know, we're going to need all drop in. We're going to need all drop in. I'm telling you right now, we're going to need all drop in, not from the tribe. Because we know our people, we need everything we got, right? And we still got to help each other. I'm talking to, what I'm saying, the tribe and those, that are watching, those that are rooting for the children, man, to be, safe and secure and to vibe up with our creator. Because, that's the best, for you. Because you could be, within our flow, or you could be within this 5G flow. You're going to have to decide. So if you are with our flow and you want to, help us, build our land, build our situation, gather our flock, help us with whatever expenses we need, lodging, whatever we need, so we can get the land right, get everything ready. This is all something that, might benefit you in the future. We got to do it for our tribe that, needs it in the future, needs the crops in the future, needs, the protection in the future, needs a place, So all this factors in. So, be prepared, Again, to our tribe that you got what you got, And we got some real loved ones, man, that, give no matter what, to whatever direction we're headed in. And we've gotten support no matter what we decided to do. And, but, this goes out, man, to those even outside of our tribe, man, that's been watching and learning and just rocking in the flow and wants to rock in the creator and the flow that we got 9 above, man. You're going to have the opportunity to help us, build our land in real time, create security for our people in real time, for our families, for our children. If you got it, you sitting on a bunch of, moneta, and you don't know what to do with it, because that car you was about to buy, screw it. Then help the tribe build the land, You like, damn, man, I was going to remodel my house, but this quarantine got me second guessing, and then help the tribe build the land, You're going to have an opportunity to help us build, So look out for that SOS, man. Look out for that drop sign in the air, man. And, we'll help you get the funds, to the tribe, So we can do what we got to do. And again, we're building that for all the tribe that's going to need it, when they need it. So this has been a vision that's been in place for years. And we wish that, of course, we had more time to prepare, to have a whole shelter set up and all that. But this might be the time, this might be the opportunity, man, to be all hands in. So all this is being weighed right now. Can't tell you what decision we're going to do, when we do it, X, Y, Z. But definitely get at me, if you got ideas or if you want to contribute. However you can. Music at 432 the drop. Music at 432 the drop. Hit up our PayPal, hit up our Cash App while that still works. It gets right to us. And this is what we're all deciding, man. So, when we left the first captivity in terms of Egypt is concerned, we know that we got a lot of support, a lot of assistance, and we know that we're gonna have it this time because our witnesses, see the direction we're going. They've been riding a wave, and they know that at the end of the day with us, it's about one source, one power, and one flow. And we know that whatever's happening, it's important to be in the flow, in the spiral. Drakan Kwan, man. We know that the dragons are rising, they popping off everywhere. So, we want to be hijack free at all costs. Dodge all hijacks at all costs, man. And I said the dragons are rising. Verse 14 said what? And when the layer of dew was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness, a fine scale-like thing, fine as hoarfrost on the ground. If you remember, man, we compared the manna before to Leviathan, right? That great sacred text, Shout out to Sister Larissa. She dropped that on us a long time ago. And, it was comparing the Leviathan being prepared, or the purpose of Leviathan was to be eaten by the righteous, at a certain designated time. And, are things repeating themselves? Have they happened before? Are they happening again? What did the tribe eat, when they needed bread? A scale-like thing. What scales are they talking about? A layer of dew was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness as a fine scale-like thing, fine as hoarfrost on the ground, and children saw it. They said to another, what is it? For they knew not what it was. He's like, what is this? And Moses said unto them, it is the bread. The bread is a scale-like thing, my naga. You're not just talking about Wonders, or whatever bread company. You know what I mean? The bread is the scale-like thing. The bread which Hawa has given you to eat. This is the thing which Hawa commanded. Gather you of it every man according to his eating. And Omer, which is like a measure. I looked it up over here. An omer is an ancient Hebrew Israelite or Israelite unit of dry measure used in the area of the Temple of Jerusalem. So it's a way of measuring their grains, commodities. Okay. All right. Just surfing away. So that blew my mind. I never thought about the manna. Of course, we're talking about the manna as being a scale-like thing. That is the bread of Hawa. Now we're going to get that sacred text, for the dismount. Just for fun, for my rooms, for the wave surfers out there, for the balcony surfers out there. This is the thing which Hawa has commanded. Gather you of it every man according to his eating, an omer a head according to the number of your persons shall you take it, every man for them that is in his tent. And the children of Israel did so, gathered some more, some less, and when they did met it with omer, or measure it, I believe, with the omer, which is a measurement, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. And Moshe said unto them, let no man leave it till the morning. Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moshe, but some left of them. Some of them left it unto the morning. So he said, you got to eat it like now. Don't leave it. Eat it now. Don't save it. Eat it now. All right. They said, nah, man, we're going to save some of this. And it bred worms, and it rotted, and Moses was wroth with them. He said, man, all you had to do is listen, man. And they gathered it morning by morning, and every man according to his eating. As the sun waxed hot, it melted. And it came to pass that on the sixth day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for each one. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moshe, and he said unto them, this is what Hawa has spoken. Tomorrow is a solemn rest, a holy Shabbat unto Hawa. Bake that which you bake, and seethe that which you seethe, and all that remains over lay it for you to be kept until morning. And they laid it up to the morning, and Moses bade it, and it did not rot. See, so this time it didn't rot, even though it rotted before. When you listen to Hawa, it's all good. All right, this time it didn't rot. Neither was there any worm therein. And Moshe said, eat that today, for today is a Shabbat to Hawa. Today you shall not find it in the field. All right, so even Hawa's not going to do the work to get you that manna, to get you that scale-like bread, right? He said, I'm not going to give you none today, so get twice as much. Let's go. Verse 26, 6 days you shall gather it, but on the 7th day is the Shabbat. In it there shall be none. And it came to pass on the 7th day that there went out some of the people to gather, man, on the Shabbat. You talk about stubborn and stiff-necked people, man. You try to talk to your people. You try to wake your people up. You try to tell them keep Shabbat. You try to tell them and they just find a way out of it every time. Either way, man, they still came out on the Shabbat to gather that manna. Hawa's giving them that as a miracle, as a blessing, and they're going to squander the Shabbat to get more of the manna. All right, let's go. And it came to pass on the 7th day, there went out some of the people to gather, and they found none. And Hawa said unto Moshe, how long refuse you to keep my commandments and my laws? See that Hawa has given you the Shabbat. Therefore, he's given you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. I gave you twice as much. I told you to store it for the morning. Abide you every man in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day. So the people rested on the 7th day, and the house of Israel called the name thereof manna. So manna is a scale-like thing, also known as the holy bread, right? The bread that's raining down. A scale-like thing. In verse 31, the house of Israel called the name thereof manna. And it was like coriander seed white, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey, or a land flowing with milk and honey. And Moshe said, this is the thing that Thawada has commanded. Let an omer full of it be kept throughout your generations, that they may see the bread, because we gotta see it to believe it, right? That they may see the bread wherewith I fed you in the wilderness, which I brought you forth from the land of Egypt out of bondage, my nigga. And Moshe said unto Aaron, take a jar and put an omer full of manna therein, and lay it up before Thawada to be kept throughout your generations. So they always had some manna to pass into their family, you know what I mean? As Thawada commanded Moshe, so Aaron laid it up before the testimony to be kept, and the children of Israel did eat the manna 40 years, man. 40 years Thawada provided this scale-like bread, right? Scale-like bread for 40 years. Let's go. Until they came to the land, and into a land inhabited, they did eat the manna until they came into the borders of the land of Canaan. Now an omer is a 10th part of an ephah. Ephah. All right, that's the measurement. A 10th part of an ephah. So what do we know about manna? All right, we know that it's like coriander seed. Oh man, it's starting to pour outside, man. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, LA. It's starting to rain heavy. Let's go. Let's go. It's popping off, man. I'm up with y'all, man. I can't sleep, man. I'm digging on it with y'all, but I do say y'all should get some rest, man. I'm gonna get some too. All right, let's check out coriander. First of all, okay, coriander is an annual herb in the family of, also known as Chinese parsley. Okay. United States, the stems and leaves usually look like cilantro. All parts of the plants are edible, and the fresh leaves and dry seeds as a spice are the parts most traditionally used. And you got this little flow right here. Native to the region, Southern Europe, Northern Africa, Asia. All right, so it's like coriander. So if you was to go look for coriander today, you know what I mean? This is, you kind of got this tawny, this tawny seed here. A little greenish, some more light. Now what are we saying in Exodus 16? And the house of Israel named thereof manna. It was like coriander seed white, and the taste of it was like wafers made of honey. Other than that, what do we know about this bread? We know that it's a scale-like thing, and let's get it, man, for the dismount, man. Ahab to the real ones, man. The 5th day, remember this? Last time I used this, we was breaking down the connection between this Leviathan getting, these angels, coming up against Leviathan in Revelations 9, you know what I mean, where you got this whole Michael and the angel situation. So that appears to be a reflection, more like an inverted type of reflection, because here, Leviathan's too much for everybody. So Leviathan has to go head to head with Behemoth. But, that's that. We covered that. If you don't get that by now, okay. But let's focus on this. What is the purpose of Leviathan? And then we're just asking, what do we know about manna, right? We got that it's like coriander seed, scale-like, kind of like wafers, taste like honey. I mean, this is what we know about manna. But I want to focus on that scale-like like thing, right? A fine scale-like thing, fine with hoarfrost. And Moses said to them, it is the bread which Yahweh has given you to eat. So we were eating something scale-like. Okay. Let's get it from here. On the 5th day of creation, the real purpose of Leviathan. All right, so what do we know about manna, and what is the real purpose of Leviathan? And let's emerge that for a beautiful dismount. And I tell everybody, Shalom, man, from the inner spiral, man, of my heart, man, to your heart. Ever since, man, we started, man, we did this, man, for the Ahab, man. We did this for a while. And those that got to witness, man, I appreciate y'all for witnessing. We're going to continue as long as we can. And, write out whatever we got to write out. Whether we here, what I'm saying, in the clutch, in the trenches, or we, journeying and building somewhere else. Either way, we're going to get to our destination. All praise to Allah. Scale like that. What's the manner? The real purpose of Leviathan is to be served up as a dainty to the pious or the righteous. The righteous. Love to yourself. Let's go. The real purpose of Leviathan. Remember Job, chapter 40 and all that, breaking down the beauty of Leviathan. No one can control him but Hawa. This is Hawa's dragon, my noggin. All right. And then we got into, is the firmament made of Leviathan scales? If you saw that, we showed the videos of them nuking the firmament and the flat drop. And these scales are impenetrable. We're about to get. So these huge, beast, super dragons, were used for different purposes. Some for food for the righteous, some for protection when we talk firmament or a canopy or a shelter or a tent over Israel. Let's go. The real purpose of Leviathan is to be served up as a dainty to the pious in the world to come. So whether it was done before and in the world to come with the children coming out of Egypt, Exodus 16, right? This could be the world to come. They're eating a scale-like thing. They just left Egypt. They just left bondage. Now they got the wafers made with honey, right? And they called this thing manna. And manna is the bread, which is a scale-like thing. Got it. So we're talking about the world to come. So, this could be happening again. Let's go. The female was put into brine as soon as she was killed to preserve against the time when her flesh will be needed. The male is destined to offer a delectable sight to all beholders before he's consumed. So the children are eating a scale-like thing for the righteous, right? To be served as a dainty for the pious, the righteous. Now, is this Leviathan or a Leviathan, what is being rained down in for 40 days when the children are eating this scale-like thing? When you ask today, where we going to get our food from? Where we going to get our food from? See, this ain't just like some meat you get from the grocery store, some, non-vegetarian GMO situation. This is Hawa's bread, you dig? This is energy, frequency, and vibration. Remember, Leviathan's all energy, all magnetism, you know what I'm saying? So this is something else other than what we consider meat. This is vibration. The real purpose of Leviathan is to be served up for this vibration to the righteous in the world to come. The female was put in the brine as soon as she was killed, so she was already been prepared when a time when her flesh would be needed. The male is destined to offer a delectable sight to all beholders before he's consumed. When his last hour arrived, Hawa will summon the angels to enter a combat with the monster, but soon will Leviathan cast his glance at them that they will flee in fear and dismay from the field of battle. This is like Godzilla, blowing off his, sparking off, They will return to the charge with swords, but in vain, for his scales can turn back still like straw, his scales. So we know that these scales have something to do with the firmament, quite possibly, based on how this thing ends up, this paragraph ends. And when you talk about the manna falling, it's just really kind of pieces of this crystallized firmament that's really the crystallized scales of Leviathan, whose real purpose is to be served as a dainty. So part of the firmament might have something to do with this manna. It might be a storehouse within that, being prepared. Could be the female, could be the male. Either way, you eating, you energize, all right? You're purifying your body with this high frequency bread of Hawa. They will return to the charge with source, but his scales can turn back still like straw. We're just talking about a scale-like thing when we talk about the bread, man, the bread. They will equally be unsuccessful when they attempt to kill him by throwing darts, slinging stones, because these missiles, they're trying to blow through the firmament, right? These missiles will rebound without leaving the least impression on his body. Disheartened, the angels will give up the combat, and Hawa will command Leviathan and Behemoth to enter into a duel with each other. The issue would be that both will drop dead. Behemoth slaughtered by a blow from Leviathan's fins, and Leviathan killed by a lash of Behemoth's tail. From the skin of Leviathan, Hawa will construct tents to shelter the companies of the righteous. What's the firmament, my naga? Anything to do with the tents of the Leviathan? What? Skin. Hawa. From the skin. From the skin, right? So the skin, scale-like, will be served as a dainty. And even though this flesh will be served as a dainty, the skin of Leviathan will also be used to construct tents to shelter companies of the righteous while they enjoy dishes made of his flesh. So it's to consume and it's for your protection, because they can guard you like a force field over the righteous. And we're talking about protecting our family and, allow Hawa, you know what I'm saying? How much faith, how much reality did we put in Hawa to feed us, the impossible, right? To protect us in the most impossible ways, because we can't overstand the, true power, man, that true power of a creator that's sheltering you, literally, creating this environment to protect you and to shelter the righteous. The skin of Leviathan will be used to construct tents to shelter the companies of the righteous while they enjoy dishes made of his flesh. The amount assigned to each of the righteous will be in proportion to his deserts or his lot. None will envy or begrudge the other for his better share. What is left of Leviathan's skin will be stretched out over Jerusalem as a canopy, and the light streaming from it, that's what I'm talking about with the energy, the light streaming from it will illuminate the whole earth. Remember, the light came before the sun. You already let there be light happen before the sun. Let's go. And what is left of his flesh after the righteous have appeased their appetite, after the righteous have eaten my naga, will be distributed among the rest of men to carry on traffic wherewith, man. So all these things are happening. The righteous is eating, and this manna, this scale-like manna, this bread is raining down, man. I just want to tell y'all, man, keep the water flowing and keep trudging. You know what I mean? Keep your feet moving. You know what I mean? No matter what. And hopefully, man, nothing happens. It's all good, all that stuff. But whatever happens, man, just be prepared. I truly love y'all. And to the real ones, to the tribe, peace and power.